Today is Tuesday, September 17th, and this is another update on my progress beating the S&P 500 along with Bill Ackman's Pershing Square holdings. I do make these videos every Tuesday and Sunday, so if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. I originally had plans to sell 10% of all my positions today, but I ultimately decided not to, so that means my portfolio remains unchanged. The retail sales report got published this morning. The general consensus was that there was going to be a 0.2% drop month over month, and it actually came in with a 0.1% increase. There was a 1% increase last month, but that actually got revised to 1.1. So what this means is even with a slowing down labor market and a rise in unemployment, the overall economy is still in pretty good shape. And this was one of the reasons why I decided not to sell 10% of all my current positions. Right now, I still have about 8% of my portfolio sitting in cash. And I do believe that once we get Jerome Powell's Fed speech out of the way tomorrow, the market should see a pretty sizable rally. And I've said it before, but time in the market is definitely better than trying to time the market. And I believe that the 8% cash position that I have right now is about as big as I want it to get. This is what the SPY chart currently looks like. The SPY price is still above the 5-day, which is also above the 15. That's always a good thing to see, but it's especially good leading into Jerome Powell's Fed speech tomorrow, which is also the other reason why I decided not to sell 10% out of all my positions. It tells me that the markets feel a lot more comfortable going into this Fed meeting than they did the last one. During the 11 trading sessions before the last Fed speech, the S&P 500 had a 2.49% drop, and then after the Fed meeting it had another 6.46% drop, and from where the SPY price is right now, it's only a 0.37% gain away from the all-time high. So if the markets were nervous about the Fed speech, I don't think that we would be in this position at all, and you would see more of the opposite. The SPY price would be below the 5-day and even possibly below the 15. So overall, I do feel confident about the markets. This is the first page of all my current positions, which is showing 13 out of 16. I'm definitely happy with the way everything's been performing lately. Palantir's been doing really well. Right now it has a 26.86% gain. If it starts to get up around 35%, I'm definitely going to end up taking some of the profits off the table. I've made that mistake a couple times this year. At one point, Nvidia was my biggest position, and I believe it had over a 25% gain, and I ended up not taking any profits and wrote it all the way down to basically zero. For the most part, it has recovered, but I've learned that no one ever went broke taking profits. And this is the second page showing my remaining 3 positions. Right now, I have 91.97% invested with 8.03 sitting in cash. Depending on how the Fed meeting goes tomorrow, there is a chance that I decide to add to my Google and AI positions. I believe they've shown enough signs of recovery, and with a positive Fed meeting, they should get out of the red. Since Monday, the S&P 500 had a gain of 0.18, my portfolio saw a gain of 0.21, and Pershing Square had a gain of 1.62, which brings us year to date. The S&P 500 has a gain of 18.8, my portfolio has a gain of 18.14, and Pershing Square on the year has a gain of 5.95. That's going to do it for today. I do make these videos every Tuesday and Sunday, so if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on Sunday.